Hello, welcome back everybody. I'm the Pumpkinator. Did you guys miss me? Wow. Today we're continuing the story of Pooh versus Bambi with issue 2. I saw in the comments that some of you guys want me to do the Pooh voice, and I will, but if it's too much, you gotta let me know, okay? I also saw that King Newsome said in the comics, don't tell me that Pooh and Piglet end up together, and now it's a fear of mine. Thanks for that. I also saw somebody say the things that let Pooh... Brother. What the hell, dog? Wait, hold on, you mean like Buff Pooh or like Bear Pooh? Bear Pooh. Whatever. The intro's running a little bit long anyway, so let's get into what you're actually here for, which is issue 2 of Pooh versus Bambi. The issue starts back in the golden years. We see a young Pooh and Bambi, and Pooh's congratulating Bambi on how he did on the range. Pooh asks him what he's doing out here, and Bambi says he's just taking a break. He asks Pooh if he wants to play a game, and he's like, wait, how does Pooh sound? Heck yeah, how do I play? Bambi gives him a stick and they drop it off the bridge at the same time. Now all they have to do is go on the other side and see whose stick comes out first. When they go to the other side, Pooh says, I'm getting my victory speech ready. And Bambi says, more like your concession speech. But then Pooh hears General Robin calling for him. He starts to leave and Bambi says, what about our game? But Pooh says, we'll call this one a draw, then we can play later. And Bambi says, right, later. Don't want to keep Dad waiting. He comes up to General Robin and says, reporting for duty, sir. But General Robin says he doesn't have to do all that. Pooh definitely would have been one of like the ROTC kids, okay? I know that because I was one. General Robin said that he heard that Pooh had the top score on the shooting range today, particularly with handguns. So to reward his hard work, he gives this child a gun. He asks if he can keep him, and General Robin says, of course, kiddo. Make me proud. We then cut to the present day as we see Pooh on a helicopter. Pooh says, after all these years, my past has finally caught up with me. I was fully prepared for the fight in the woods to be my last. But when I saw Robin Senpai, well, I just don't know. Because despite everything, he still had some trust for General Robin. We learned that the person who tipped off Seal Pooh 6 was General Robin, and he risked his life to try to save theirs. But Pooh can't help but question how much the General actually cares about them. He can't tell if he's actually a good dad or someone who's just supposed to look over weaponry. Either way, Pooh knows that he's safe while he's around. Even though these peeps give out serious supervillain cronies vibes, especially Piglet, because she's probably got a chip on her shoulder because Pooh quite literally beat the crap out of her. Pooh does say, maybe I did go a little overboard. They did draw first blood, but I know how it feels to see my friends hurt. I'm sure she's... Never mind, she a bitch! General Robin says he appreciates everyone's hard work, but he can take Mr. Bear from here. They start to give him pushback, but Robin says he appreciates the concern, but he's willing to take his chances. Besides, the elevator is awfully tiny. When they start to leave, Robin says he's sorry about the excessive force. He wanted to go into the forest himself and talk to Pooh one-on-one, but the government still considers him a threat. So they send a special task force instead. And Pooh says, like Full Metal Barbie back there? And Robin says, Penelope Williams, the latest addition to the dynasty of decorated soldiers. She and her squad call themselves the Pigpen, so naturally she goes by the nickname Piglet. Pooh asks if her teammates are going to be okay, and Robin says, of course, a couple broken bones, but they'll be fine. I'm surprised you're concerned. I remember when you used to mow down fields of faceless grunts without hesitation. They come up on the door and Pooh says, things are different now. Ever since the incident, I've been trying to live a non-violent life. I don't even hunt or fish for food, just forage. But Robin sighs and says, the reality is, you're an animal, Pooh. I mean, we all are. We can only wear our mask of civility for so long. Because when push comes to shove, the inner animal will break free. And right now, it's an animal's help we need. Pooh says, what the government needs isn't my problem anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. But Robin says, when they discovered you in the woods, all the other generals were cool with just letting you be. But not me. We have a major issue on our hands, and you're the only one that can help. But Pooh says, sorry dude, not my problem. But Robin says, unfortunately it is, as we see them walk into a Furry Lab. Robin continues to say, a few years back, Tigger tracked me down, hoping to get back into the game. You know her. Her? The woke mob gender swapped my Winnie the Pooh character. If I see one comment that says that, I'll respond, I'll laugh, but please don't. Anyway, she was never cut out for the quiet life. Fortunately, the board was more accepting of her returning than yours, no offense. She's always been an outlier. A genuine, natural-born were-tiger? Okay. The government had no involvement in her creation and didn't feel the need to distance themselves from her like they did the others. She was tasked with finding the rest of the scientists that defected from the animal engineering program. Last month, we sent her out to apprehend Dr. Candace Gardner, or Kanga, as she's known to her colleagues. Tigger recently discovered that Kanga was secretly operating a lab on a remote island. Tigger's tracking device showed that she made it to the island. However, that was 3 weeks ago, and although the tracker shows she's still alive, we've had no communication. We sent a rescue team out there and the same thing happened to them. Pooh, I pray that Tigger's alright, but if something happened to her, then that means that Kanga has something stronger than anything that we have. Please, I need your help. And so does she.
Just tell me what time the plane leaves.
Pooh, thank you. We then cut to the room that Pooh is staying in, and even though he had his first hot shower in years, he still can't sleep. Right now, all he can think about is Tigger. She was always on his mind, but he never worried about her like this. Out of everyone on their team, she was always the strongest. I mean, if you couldn't tell, look at her. She looks like she could bench the rock. Pooh says,
"This is all my fault. Tigger, Bambi, and I used to be the triple threat, the perfect trio, the 3 musketeers. We were inseparable, but after Bambi passed away, everything just fell apart. When the team split up, I asked Tigger to come with me, but she said no. She told me she understood why I did it, but even then, I don't wonder if she resents me for it."
Bro, look at how cute that is, though. First he's hanging off her arm, then she transforms and they swap. That's so cute. I love stuff like that. This is the only woman that I'm cool with Pooh getting with. Hi, this is me editing this, saying, don't you just want to subscribe? Take this second to do it right now. Yeah? Oh my god, thank you. Plus you got a haircut, looking good. Dope as hell.
Back to the video.
We then cut to the next day as Pooh is approaching the plane. He says if there's anything that he can do to fix this, he will. Even if it means returning to a life that he's tried to leave behind. He then wonders where Robin is because he made it sound like he was going to be here. Pooh then says,
"Oh great, Pigtails is here, and she's talking to some creepy guy."
Piglet starts to insult Pooh's fit, and how could she not? Because bro got 4 belts on his legs in jorts. Who let you out the house? Pooh asks where Robin is, and Piglet says that he was sent away on other business. And she for real is not letting this fit slide because she asks him about it again. Pooh said that they didn't have a uniform in his side, and Piglet's like, yeah, they don't make them for monsters. And Pooh says,
well, they clearly make it for children. Get on the damn plane!
While they're in the air flying, Piglet gets everyone's attention. She says, we're entering King airspace. Drops in 5 minutes. We storm the compound, rescue anybody that's ours, kill anybody that isn't. Bear, keep close to me. I don't want you wandering off.
But it's an island, like where am I supposed to go, bro?
But she clearly doesn't like that because she says, just stay where I can see you. I don't want you causing trouble or getting my men hurt. Understood? All of a sudden, they're under attack! By what though?
I'm not sticking around to find out. We gotta get off this thing.
Piglet says that they have to stay so they can make the drop, but Pooh says if they stay, they're gonna die. They all fly over the plane that explodes! They deploy their parachutes and start a nice, gentle descent. Piglet asks if anybody has eyes on Pooh, but no one can seem to find him. Piglet looks up and sees a super soldier Birdman attacking everybody. When Piglet's about to get attacked, she cuts her own parachute and she falls super hard, and she bounces off some trees and lands into something sticky. Turns out she actually fell into a giant spider web. She sees her friend about to get zonked, but she says she's gonna find a way to get them out of there. But the spider says, come now, don't lie to the boy. If you can't free yourself, how can you expect to free him? It's best to just close your eyes and get accustomed to the idea of death. But then the spider gets picked up by our boy Pooh, and he slams him on the ground, steps on him, and rips his legs off. Christ, bro, chill. My guy was begging for his life too, dog. They all start to rush in to get Pooh, but he grabs Piglet and they start to run away. Piglet says, I thought you left. And Pooh says, I told you it's an island. I could leave even if I wanted to. Now how good is your aim? She says, better than yours. And Pooh says, prove it. And they start shooting the spiders. Pooh says, nice shooting, Tex. Now how good is your swimming? And he jumps off a cliff and into a river. They both come up for air and wash up next to the compound, and they sneak up to the fence. Piglet tries to give Pooh the gun, but he says, you're probably going to need it more than me. She says thanks, and Pooh's like, no problem. Piglet asks what the plan is, and Pooh says, to finish the mission. She's like, what, just the 2 of us? And Pooh says, once we find Tigger, it'll be the 3 of us. So, Tigger's an absolute tank. Piglet says, not to be rude, but if she's so strong, how come they were able to capture her? And Pooh says it's because she came by herself. Together, though, they'll be able to sink this whole island. He cuts open the fence and says, we've made it this far. Besides, do you see a major security presence here? We've been sitting by this fence for almost 10 minutes now and haven't been shot at once. She says, I guess you're right, as Pooh opens the fence for them. Once they're inside, they follow the blueprint map to find the laboratory, as they find new genetically modified super soldiers. Piglet asks if he knows any of them, but he doesn't. She asks what is all this stuff, but Pooh says,
whatever it is, we're shutting it down.
Pooh points out that he's seen this equipment before, and he thinks the power source is through this door. Piglet says, wait, this room doesn't show up in the map. We should wait a second before we go in. But Pooh don't give a fuck, because he goes right in. And when they enter, they hear a voice say, hey, there he is. The prodigal son returns. Honey, this is the one I've been telling you about. The very first subject of our very first batch. Pick of the litter and the leader of the pack. The original party animal. We then see Kanga and a buff kangaroo. Pooh says, Kanga?
You look different from what I thought you would.
Really? She looks different from what you thought she would. Her name's Kanga. She's a kangaroo, dude. She says, the feeling's mutual because you really let yourself go. He asks if they've met before, and she says, not formally. I was on the team that worked on your development. More behind the scenes type stuff. You can think of me as like a distant aunt if you like. This is my son, Rue. That's so dumb. Why is his name Rue? Also, I'm pretty sure he's wearing the Rocko's Modern Life shirt. And if that is, it's a peak reference. I guess you could call him your cousin. Maybe you two boys could play together. And Rue says, evening, cousin, and punches Pooh in the face. Piglet tells Pooh to get out of the way, but Pooh's like, nah, I can take him. And he throws a punch and he whiffs hard. Rue hits him with the punish, and he sends Pooh flying into Piglet with a haymaker. Pooh came up with a new strat.
I go left, you go right, we meet in the middle.
They rush him and start to get the upper hand. Pooh fucking suplexes Rue. As Rue freaking leaks all over the floor, he calls them all A.O.s. And teamwork makes the
Teamwork, yeah.
Christ, my back. I'm gonna get you an eye, big bro. Now we got questions. Where's Tigger? And Pooh hears Tigger's voice as we see that Tigger is alright. She tells Pooh to tell Piglet to put her gun down. Piglet's like, what? She repeats herself, and Piglet's like, what are you talking about, lady? Tigger says she can explain everything once everyone's calmed down. He just needs to trust her. Which it seems like he does, because he tells Piglet to put the gun down. Then they're suddenly surrounded by guards who tell them to put their hands up. Piglet says she knew it! Tigger says things will be fine, and Pooh says, I hope you're right. We then see someone walk up and say, tut tut, how the times fly. As we see it's Bambi! And he calls Pooh a silly old bear. Damn, bro, look at my guy. He still got the fit and he got a bad bitch. Pooh could never. Pooh already got cucked, bro. I was shipping them too, for real. And that is where the issue ends. And I gotta say, I'm still liking the story. I do think some of the panel art is really freaking funny. Like, never in my life did I ever think I would ever talk about a middle-aged, depressed, war-torn Winnie the Pooh. And that's something that I think I am blessed to be able to do. That's probably gonna be my favorite picture for a while. Like, deadass, I might make that my profile picture. If you want me to finish the series out with issue 3, get this video to 90 likes? I feel like it's a good number. Make sure you leave some comic book recommendations down below and I'll check them out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you tell your family that you love them. Bye-bye now.